All right, guys, back here for round three. We got not updated stuff, but we got Boros Hammer um with the Nuka Cola mat, and then the Lord of the Rings mat. We have, I think that's what he's on. I haven't seen yet. But that's normally what he's been playing lately. So the Ketramos, black white blink deck. So it looks pretty sweet. Deck is pretty good. Has a lot of it looks like it. Yeah, it has Relic in the main. Deck looks pretty sweet, but I feel like it's, I don't know. It's just lacking. Like it has a lot of potential, but it's not enough. I don't know what to say. Like the deck feels like it's at its maximum potential is whenever you get the black Overlord, because it fills up your graveyard, so you can exile it and have things exiled, and it gets you threats back, and then you can blink the Overlord to get more value. It's just like, I don't know, very interesting stuff. I know we had a very interesting rules decision here in this game, so I can't wait for that to kind of show up. They both know what they're on, so they can kind of keep hands on to it. But I don't understand why, like, some of these hands he's mulliganing. I think people like, I don't know. I'm not like a hard perpetual person on mulliganing. Like, if there's a hand that's somewhat playable, sometimes you just like got to keep it because, like, I don't know. You're also increasing your odds of just like getting the exact same hand. I mean, maybe a couple of different cards, but then having to keep less. Like, I just like, there are hands, right? Of course, that are unkeepable. Don't get me wrong. Like, but there are hands that at least have like two interactable piece cards that at least do something. Then you like just do it, right? Or you just keep it and hope for the best that your draws are a little bit better than just drawing lands. I mean, you'll be in the same spot. Like, if he casts a couple of spells here and stops his opponent from doing something, then he's in a spot where more or less he's going to blow his load, stop him, and then his opponent's just going to be able to keep doing stuff while you're just like stuck on whatever. Like, you need a lot of pieces to kind of keep the engine going, and especially with black white, in my personal opinion. So that's not a bad thing. This is in case Nolan, in case you're watching. I'm not saying like you're a bad player or anything. That's just my personal opinion on the situation, that I feel like sometimes like you can keep somewhat bad hands and it's like, gamble because it's a percentage game, right? And hope you get rewarded, because there was some hands that it looked somewhat playable to me than just mulliganing, like having prismatic ending and some interactive pieces. I mean, knowing what you're playing against. So looks like he knocked over his deck. Here I am, bad at keeping track of life total. So I know we had a shock earlier, and then it looks like he had a surveil land. Looks like at least a fetch. I think it was a fetch surveil land, and then he played something. So what happened there? Casted. I mean, Surge of Salvation main. That's interesting. And then Sargada's 8 allows you equipped. Oh no, he magnetic magnetic theft. I did not realize that was in the deck. Okay. Okay. So, for people that don't know what just happened there, as a card, I forgot he was playing this. He was telling me about it. So, and this is how he squeaked away squeaked away a win there. I was like he needed hammer to be in hand. So, magnetic theft, MTG. Here we go. Magnetic theft. So, at instant speed, 1 red, attach target equipment to target creature. Control of the equipment doesn't change. So, like small cool things that you can do. Um, there's a couple of things where you can actually attach things to your opponent's creatures to do things. Like he's talked about like small interaction where you can attach a hammer to someone's creature at instant speed to make them lose flying so you can block it. So that's a small thing. And then you can always, unequipped it at any point, especially if you have like the I don't know, the double white dude. It says if you have metalcraft, you can equip for free. Um, so interesting. Magnetic theft. I wonder how many he's playing, and then like Surge of Salvation too. So I need to read that. Does it like? I'm trying to figure out why you play that main. Like, does it just? Nope. Does it just give hexproof and then it does something? Because I thought it specifically just gave hexproof from red and stuff. You and permanents you control gain hexproof until end of turn. So it just gives hexproof. That's wild. Okay, I didn't know that. And then you prevent all damage from black and red sources that would deal creatures you control. So if you're playing against black and red, you can block and not have to worry about your creatures dying. Wow. Okay. That card's kind of a hedge. I like that if you're like trying to protect your combo. I I was playing the landfall the landfall deck and I didn't see him lose any life. I was playing the landfall deck, and this might be a card in the landfall deck just to kind of protect my stuff because I was on Bant with like Elishnorn and stuff, so it'd be a good way to kind of like hedge against thought seizes, which are really rough against me. And that, I mean, like I know Veil of Summer is really good because it replaces itself, but it's only specifically for green and blue, where this is like just straight up hexproof, which can be pretty cool. So what happened? Is this the ruling already that we were? Athalia comes back. Oh, he forgot to resolve the 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring back another card. Wear and tear. That's interesting. Okay, destroys that in response. Has these flip lands. Very interesting. I feel like they're kind of awkward, but maybe like preserve life total a lot more instead of hurting yourself. So Corey Steelcutter into Sigarda's Aid seems sweet. Makes a dude smack in for 2 or not. Yeah, smack in for 2. Yeah, because he can just get rid of the token, which is pretty interesting. Um, doo doo. I think that's what. That doesn't have a shock. Hammer. That's a fetch. So he's at 17. I think that's the first damage. And then, yeah, 16. So he's at 16. Uh, and he's still at 20. Is that Wrath the Skies? Okay, that's pretty neat. Yeah, Wrath. Go get Corey. Play Corey. Another Wrath. It's still a 2-for-1. 2 cards in hand. I'd probably Wrath if I had one. Wouldn't get greedy. So, oh, Boros Hammer's taking 1 now. Exile this. Okay. I think this is where stuff happens. So let's see. Let's see here. Let's read what this says. Goes to combat. Has 1 card in hand. I didn't see the card that he cast. I guess we'll see in a second. Ah, so this is super important. I want to make sure on this. So, oh, sorry. So let's see. Nope, that's not this one. It gains haste, sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. I want to know the ruling on finality counters. So yeah, so I'm pretty sure a finality counter is dying, not leaving. So I think this was the ruling that they were trying to figure out. So if he blinks the Overlord with a finality counter on it. So Thalia came in at the end of turn, of course. Then he activates, doing the whatchamacallit, the Overlord comes in, and then he can blink the Overlord to keep it. Because I'm pretty sure the Overlord says that Overlord specifically says the says when it would die. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm so bad right now. I'm trying to read at the same time as doing this, so I'm pretty sure finality is not leaving. It is when it dies. With if it would die, it's exiled instead. So it is not dying. So I'm pretty sure this works. He's gonna be able to keep the creature. I don't think he made any blocks here too. So this would be 4, 5, 6. Oh, I guess he's at 10. So blink is probably less. It's 1, 2, 3. We'll say 13. Overlord comes in. Get back the dude. This is where, like, when I see Overlord, I'm like, man, Frog would be really good too. Just being able to splash blue just for Frog. I mean, you just literally get to keep the same deck and just splash blue for Frog, but I don't know what cards you cut. Yawns again. Ugh. Yeah, he shows. Planes in hand. This is not looking like a winning game. I mean, he's got so much value going on. Witch Enchanter blowing up the Quarry Steelcutter. Yeah, that's smarter. I like this because then he's gonna get to attack with everything. Triggers here. He's gonna get to blink that. Yep. I mean, I would just let him chump. Can't get overlords back off of your overlord triggers. So currently he's got 3 plus 5 is 8 plus 4 is 13. Blocks there, takes 7. Goes to 3. I think the question was is that I feel like it was better to blow up this card as 8 because it gives him the highest potential of just like killing him with like a hammer in hand. I think that's what they were like talking about, which I don't think it mattered. I mean, I don't think he was going to kill him. I could be wrong. Like he had a blocker. I mean, he'd have to do it, attach the hammer to the trample dude. Um, if he casts 2 hammers, it moves to another creature, so that would be kind of a interesting situation because it could lose trample if you cast 2 hammers. So that's a kind of like a nombo. I guess you don't have to. I guess it can make a token. You just don't have to attach it. So that's actually I remember that ruling coming up. You don't have to do that. So make sure the speed's still up. Sometimes I feel like it's slow. So both mulligan. Let's see what we're keeping here. Keep 6. Boros doing his thing. I think he also keeps 6. Yep, both keeping 6. Boros on the play. Reset life totals here. Plays Sacred Foundry tapped. About to play land. Okay, so takes 2 life. What is that? Pending? I'm pretty sure it's pending. So takes 1 from the fetch, has the pending, and then takes 2 more from the Quarry Steelcutter. Yeah, I think Wrath of Sky is going to be a really good card too with this whole Quarry Steelcutter thing. Definitely think it's going to be something that I'm gonna play. I really love the idea of like having a Teferi out if it lives, and then plussing a Teferi, and then like Wrath Disguising at instant speed. Ugh, that seems like the coolest thing ever. Cast that has a prowess trigger. Pretty sure second spell. Man, Wrath of the Skies like wrecks this board so hard. Ugh. Guess it has to hit for 2, so it needs to get to 4. But so this would be for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because that still has the prowess trigger on it, and then that has a creature which was the second spell. So that's 1, 2, and then 3, 4. 13 fetches down to 12. Plays Palapili. And it might be the time to bring back out what are they called? Ice Fang Quaddles. Flash in, block, trade. I guess you still take damage. So he was like, "You want to blink blink my Stoneforge Mystic? Seems like the best play." Getting rid of some tokens here. No, is he really Wrath for one? I don't like that. I think he had more time. Like you have Solitude and Ephemerate up. Like, looks like 2 white cards too. I guess if he doesn't hit land, I don't think he has a land. So that's the issue. He would have to specifically get land for the Wrath Disguise to be good. Attack, hit him for 2. Oh, he's at 14. Doing a bad job of keeping up. I didn't see what he did there. What do you do for 2 mana? Oh, pending a Corey? Yeah, pending a Corey. Ooh, Hammer. Okay. Cast Hammer. Smack for 3. Hammer. Oh, whoops. Solituding. Exile the token. So Hammer gains 2. Then Ephemerate. Hammer gains 1. He loses nothing. Then he just attacks. No blink. Take 5. Gain 3. 12, 15. Dun 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 dun. Magnetic theft. No. Again, magnetic theft taking wins. Oh my gosh, that is wild. I'll have to give it to you, Brandon. The magnetic thefts. That's twice now that card has won you games. That is hilarious. I love that so much. Um, yeah, I think he had the opportunity to be a little less aggressive there. Like there was no reason to like get out the creature there. I mean, he was only at 12. Like he could have interacted more when he felt like there was more power. Like you always want to interact to whatever Hammer's doing, not let them interact to what you're doing. So that's just my personal opinion. Like Pismackening, you can't really do that, but I think he probably should have held off on the Wrath of the Skies, especially having the Solitude Ephemerate line, keeping up Wrath of the Skies. Like you're gonna pad your life total pretty well for a minute. So he probably would have gone down to like 8 or 4 life, but he just draw a single land at any point. Like he would have been in such a good spot, and then from there been able to like just maintain the game. So because he would have traded for like so many more resources, I think it would have been 2 Corys, the Stoneforge Mystic, and yeah, like such a better spot. But I don't 100% like. There's also a risk. Like you just never know what they have. So, but I personally would have waited. I think you just have to, and just hope they just don't have the nuts. You know, high risk, high reward sometimes. But but yeah, guys, as always, if you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. If we get to 250 subscribers, I'm probably going to do another giveaway. So as always, I love doing that stuff. Love my subscribers. So um, keep on subscribing. Likes, comments, etc. I appreciate it. And hopefully I hear from you guys. But y'all have a good one. Top Genji out. Peace.